No,
on
that's
4K.
already out on Tubi. Isn't there like a Titanic 2 on Tubi?
Titanic 2? What would that be
Is
about? Does it come back for
there is
revenge?
there is definitely a Titanic 2 out
Hmm.
somewhere. I don't
So we
remember
need to do a
where.
live viewing, is what you're saying.
Of Titanic 2? Yeah, the
Yeah.
comeback. The
The
comeback story.
comeback.
Nah, dude,
It should be a horror movie.
it's Titanic 2 Cruise Control, dude.
There you go. So, welcome back to Not a Strong Start, a podcast by filmmakers who talk movies, television, and
heard
live
that.
stream Titanic 2. What'd you hear?
I heard a beep. A beep. Did your lightsaber beep or something?
Oh, no. I think Jose hit his microphone.
What?
It was-
Don't throw accusations my way.
I'm trying to pawn something up. I had no closer for this.
Dude, hey, do
talk
that.
movies,
Do that stuff
television.
in private, Jose. We don't want you touching your microphone while we're recording.
Just banging
If
all
Dan
around.
gets to play with his lightsaber, I get to play with my lightsaber.
Yes, but I do mine on camera. That's the difference. So, in this episode, we're going to be talking about our best and our basically 2022 television shows, ones that we recommend and ones that we liked and ones that you may want to avoid. So, first, we're going to hit them. Drink your water. That I heard. First, we're going to hit them with the current event.
It came out recently that there's been some leaks that have been coming out regarding there's going to be an animated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie coming out.
Turtle, just one?
Huh?
Just
Yeah,
one
just
turtle?
one.
Just one.
Yeah, so they're actually going to go with the comic book storyline where all but one of the turtles gets killed and is set in the future. And that one turtle that's left, I won't spoil which turtle it is, that's left behind actually has the weapons of all the other one, and he's out for revenge.
You know,
sounds like Logan.
I asked for that for Christmas for like a white elephant last year, and someone got it for me, like in my family. But then COVID was happening, so we never met.
So they kept
So
it?
I never got it. The Last Ronin, I never got it.
That is a Nas made up fact. That is a true story, but that's not what this movie is going to be about. There's no details on exactly what it's going to be about. But supposedly,
Got you, Chuck.
I didn't believe that.
You totally did.
Stupid.
But supposedly, the images leaked of the turtles, but then they took them down because I guess they don't want people to see the turtles. But what was the last Ninja Turtles you guys saw, and like, what would you want in the Ninja Turtles movie?
Ninja Rap.
That's the last one
Again,
you saw.
That's the last
Or
one I
what
saw.
you
Yeah,
want?
I didn't watch any of the other ones.
Or the TMNT, the
No,
animated one. That one actually was pretty good. Not like the Michael Bay
I
ones.
didn't see the other one either. When they go back to like Japan or something like that, right?
Turtles and
Oh,
Time,
it's
or whatever,
Dan's
is part
favorite.
3.
Yeah.
I referenced
So I
that
saw-
in another episode.
Secret
Yeah,
of the
I know.
Ooze. Is that the last one I saw? Secret of the Ooze.
Secret of the Ooze,
Yeah,
part 2.
I think that's part 2.
Super Shredder.
Super Shredder, dude.
That was good. I never understood why in part 2 they didn't use Bebop and Rocksteady. Like, why did they just create those two other animals? It's the same thing, right? They used a turtle and they used the hell was the other one? It was a turtle
Warthog.
and a warthog, but they didn't call them Bebop and Rocksteady. It was Razor, and
Taser.
And
Laser.
non-laser.
And Shed.
Yeah. I loved Ninja Turtles when I was a kid. Like, I loved them. It's just, I don't know, like the Michael Bay one. I remember I saw the first one, didn't care for it. I didn't see the TMNT movie, but I saw the TV show. The TV show was pretty decent. That was cool.
We won't get it with this one because it's going to be animated. But if we do get a live action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I want practical men in suits. I don't want the
Yes.
Michael Bay CGI thing. Like those original suits, I feel that still holds up. If I still saw it in a movie now, I'll be satisfied.
All right, guys. So let's get into our main topic, the 2022 TV shows. So we're going to break this down like we always do. We're going to go by genre. So the very first one up, we're going to get into horror. So, Jose, I'm going to tackle you first since you're the one looking at me. What was your best must-watch television show for horror?
All of Us Are Dead on Netflix. I believe
good
it
one.
is a Korean movie.
Korean. Yep.
And they are just on
Oriental.
a roll the last like few years in there, and this was just it was another quality hit series from them that doesn't hold back. I think that's what I really appreciate about what they put out is that uh, no one's really safe. You can expect they'll Game of Thrones it at any point in time, and I can really appreciate that because it keeps you on your toes.
Yeah, it does. Okay. No, I watched that one too, man. I loved it. Very good action packed. Felt a little battle royale. You know what I mean? It felt a little battle royale, like you have a high school Korean kids. Really good movie. I mean, really good show though. So I didn't preface this though. All the shows that we're recommending are all first season shows. So we're not doing any reoccurring shows. These are all brand new shows that came out. So Chuck,
What?
hit us with your which is Chuck is just
My whole
finding out
list is
now.
my whole list is no. I had All of Us Are Dead too. That was pretty good. It was. I loved it. It was a couple of episodes too long, but it was pretty good though. It was Train to Busan in high school.
Yeah. It's
You
12
guys said
episodes.
everything already.
I
Right?
can
It's
see
12
that.
episodes. Yeah. I'll pick a different one since you guys already mentioned that. Cabinet of Curiosities. Good one. Nice anthology. Horror base. Guillermo del Toro. I know we did a whole episode about that. So if you guys want to hear our full reviews on it, you can go and check that out. But, they had some really good creative episodes that were in there. I like the fact that they used different directors for different episodes. So we're able to get a different spin on it. So it didn't feel so mundane.
Look
Good.
at
Yeah,
that.
that was a good
Dan
one
with the
too.
smooth plug of the old episode. Nice and slick.
Hey.
Just plug that right in
48
there.
episodes in, and we're getting a little better at it. 49. Yeah. All right. So, which shows do we need to avoid?
Oh, Outer Range. It's
What is
kind of
that one?
horror sci-fi. It's with
Okay.
Josh Brolin.
Okay.
It had a good premise and it had a great trailer, which doesn't always, guarantee it's gonna be good. Just like
No.
someone was like all wet today over like some
Ari Aster.
Yeah.
Ari
Oh my
Aster.
God, he did it again. He didn't do dude.
He did it again.
He didn't do
Give that to
anything,
me.
dude.
It teases
literally-
you.
No.
You walked away saying, "What the hell did I just watch?" Is that fair?
Yes.
And he
That is
does that
fair.
every time. Every time I watch Hereditary and when I watch Midsommar, what the
You're
hell
like, he
I
did it
watch?"
again. I was like, shut up, Dan. I'm
Dude,
like,
I love it. I
I'm
love
so
That is a-
mad.
I love
That is-
filmmakers with a voice. That's it. Give me a voice. Like, even if it's just way out there, don't do safe. Don't do a bunch of stuff that I've already seen. Give me something original.
Although I feel everyone's got like those directors and things like that it's just like you're in just as soon as you know their names attached to it. Like I
Mhm.
feel that the Mandy director will be that for Chuck.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You're probably right. Okay, fine.
So if he did it all
Fine.
over the screen.
Yeah. I'm like, I love it.
But no, Dan, the way he did it, it was so cinematic. It was so artistic.
Yeah.
You know what?
His was stickier.
I just woken up. I was all in a bad mood. He did it again. I'm like, shut up, man. I'm like, God.
How come you don't praise me the way you praise Ari Aster?
You want to avoid Netflix's Resident Evil. There's a reason why it got canceled so quick after the first season was put out there. This show, it was just poorly written in every way. Characters making illogical decisions. This is the type of writing where the writers create illogical things just to advance the story, where you're just like, wait, there's no way that would have happened. And this series is filled with that completely. And no, that's probably one of the worst shows I saw this year.
Did you finish it?
Yeah, I'm a fan of Resident Evil, so I'm like,
Yeah.
I need to see where this goes.
I love
There were moments here and there where it was like, okay. Oh no, you're right back. You're right back to where you were. Why start something if you ain't gonna finish it?
I love it that
You know?
him and George are the exact same way. They're like, this
Yeah.
sucked, but I finished it. I'm like, I don't need to finish it, dude.
Yeah.
It's not good. I'm out.
Dude, I have like 8
Heck.
shows on here that I'm like, nope. I got like 2 episodes in, and I was like,
Oh, yeah. I didn't finish a lot of these. So for mine, I did Interview with the Vampire. I saw 1 episode. I'm out. I'm good. Don't need to see the rest. So I avoided it. audience, you may not as well. The movie, I love the movie. The show was nothing like it, and it lacked the charisma of the main actor. It lacked the charisma of the original actors, Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise. So I'm out.
I will say this: if it's a property that I am a fan of, I'm more likely to make it through, even if it's bad. If it's a property that I'm a fan of.
I
And
have one of
Resident
those. I'll
Evil,
let you know.
Resident Evil, I'm a fan of that property. So like, I fight through all the movies and, and the show and all of that stuff, and then I complain about it after.
Yeah. And we have to hear about it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's cut to action. So Chuck, I'll start off with you. What is a must-watch for action?
Terminal List with Chris Pratt.
Well, that was
Loved it. I love Chris Pratt, regardless of whatever bad publicity he gets. I love the dude. I love watching him on screen. He's funny. He's super likable. And the show was really dramatic. It had a little bit of a twist that I kind of picked up on halfway through. But it was good. It was entertaining, action, drama, and Chris Pratt. It was good. I recommend that one for sure.
Okay.
You didn't watch it?
I haven't. No, not yet.
Okay.
I did. I really enjoyed it, and I know what twist you're talking about, Chuck. There's just, and I feel this with movies, and I'm sure you guys encounter this. There's certain people, certain faces, or certain reactions that you like see in a movie. It can be like 30 seconds in, and you're like, "Oh yeah, you're bad. Like you're an a-hole." Like
especially
this is
when
gonna come out at some point.
when people get like cast and you know they're kind of a big name or whatever, and but their role is kind of small so far, you're like, they didn't cast you for that. Like there's something else coming, you know. That's kind of what I had picked up on, where I was like,
But I agree. That's a good watch. I don't think it got a lot of attention. For me, I'm gonna have to go with also an Amazon series, and I'm gonna go with Reacher on that one. That was actually really, really good. And I know people who had, I guess, read the series before and that know the property of Reacher more than I do. They actually casted someone that was the right size for Reacher, because in the movies it was Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise,
like
yeah.
the character is supposed to be this huge, like bulky, like person. So they actually they got Thad. I don't know if you guys remember Thad from Blue Mountain State, the show. They got him. He fit the role. It was entertaining. It was a great character. So I would give it to that one.
Okay.
Dan?
I went with, so again, I'm picking shows, different multiple genres, but I did it because of where I placed other ones. So this is where I place Andor. I placed it in action. Loved it, as my name applies, but one of the best Star Wars properties I've seen that gets released since the original trilogy, in my opinion. Is probably my favorite after the original trilogy. Diego Luna, man. You know, I know we done it was just really good. The way that they make it feel so realistic, the way that they kind of pop the Star Wars bubble a little bit, even just the background characters. Tony Gilroy did a tremendous job with it. The stakes felt very high. It felt more realistic. I like that it was more boots to the ground. They cut out the whole lightsabers and Jedis, and they focus on just the regular people. It was just a really good show. Very, very centered, very down to earth show. But let's go with the very first thing to avoid. So I'll start off with this one for action. I put Moon Knight here. Didn't love Moon Knight. It was not that it's a horrible show, but I just not at all. Like, I love Oscar Isaac. I love Marvel projects, but there was just not that much action in it. Moon Knight, I think we said, was like 15 minutes in the whole series.
Yeah.
Like, he was barely in it. It just didn't really do much for me. So I don't even know if I'm going to go on to the second season. I probably will give it a shot just because it's Marvel and it's Oscar Isaac, but I don't know.
That's kind of how I felt with Jose said about Resident Evil. Like, I love Moon Knight, right? I love the comics. I love Oscar Isaac, Marvel. But if it wasn't for those things, I probably would have rage quit it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I stayed for Oscar Isaac. If it was somebody else, I might have been like,
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to see Moon Knight. I think I get what they tried to do. Actually, never mind. I don't get what they tried to do. But yeah, but if they would have just had him in the streets, like beating people's ass, that would have been perfect. I would have preferred that than this whole mythology, Egyptian stuff, and then that big fight at the end with the two like. He did great though. Oscar Isaac was awesome in it.
Yeah, Yeah,
It has
But
he did
nothing to do
great.
with performances at
yeah,
all.
Mm-mm.
I feel this is the show that makes me weary for Daredevil,
Daredevil.
Punisher if they do it, Deadpool. I was already wary before, and then I was kind of like, okay, maybe I'll give it a chance give Disney a chance to get some of these more adult themed shows going
Yeah.
and movies. And then that happened, and then I went back to being wary of like, oh man, it got Disney-fied, and that was my
Yes.
problem. This is not a
Yes.
character you should Disney-fy.
Yeah, and Daredevil's getting Disneyfied too, right? Like it's not even going to be like the mature rating that it was on Netflix. I think it's going to be like PG,
Yeah.
or whatever it is they do on TV. So I'm already kind of like,
They've been
man,
alluding to it. Every comment that's made about the series, it just brings me down more and more and
I
more.
know. And I think they
Even
got Charlie.
them placing it in She-Hulk kind of Disneyfied it a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Talking about Daredevil, I'm like,
I liked
ugh.
it, but it scared me. You know, it's like, okay, if this is a little one-off, okay, I'm cool with
Yeah.
that. But if
Yeah.
that's kind of the direction they're gonna go, it scares me. And I think they got Charlie Cox on board too because he's saying stuff too, like, "Oh, it's stuff lighthearted, some things too that work in the comic." I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
no.
It's because we've seen the other side. We've seen what it can be with the Netflix series.
Yeah, it's like hooking up with this chick, and then it's like, "Oh, we don't ever have to wear a condom, right?" So this whole
Mhm.
time you're not wearing a condom, and then all of a sudden she's like, "We're gonna wear condoms now." And it's like, really?
Like,
Now we're gonna wear condoms?
I've seen the other side.
So did you rage quit? Did you rage quit her, Charles?
Yeah, of course.
My worst, it was an HBO Max series. It was a mini series and it's called DMZ. It stars Rosario Dawson.
Hmm.
Um, I think it was only like 4 episodes. The biggest problem with it is that it should have been longer.
Mhm.
And on top of that, you do 4 episodes and you spend so much time on exposition. There was so much exposition in this. It's like you only got 4 episodes. Like, get into it. Like, let's
Yeah.
get some action. You don't have much time to just be talking and talking and talking. Like, show me, don't
Yeah.
tell me. And
Yeah.
that was my problem with the DMZ.
All right, Chuck. Tell us, what's your action show you want to avoid? Is it Moon Knight?
Moon Knight, yeah.
Okay.
Moon Knight. And it
Cool.
sucks. I hate saying it, but
You gotta be honest.
and I think I did be like, "Oh, how was Moon Knight?" I'm like, because I was pumping it up before it came out, right? And how
Yeah.
was it? I'm all, should I watch it? I'm all,
That's why with the avoid, it doesn't mean it's the worst show, but avoid it if you cherish Marvel and not like the whole phase 1 through
yeah.
3.
And like I said earlier, like Jose was saying, like I stuck with it because of the property,
I
because of
did too.
everything. Like I stuck with it, or else like a dozen shows on here that I totally rage quit.
Yeah.
Here's the advantage of being able to avoid Moon Knight is that at least at this point in time, it's not really linked to the MCU. It's kind of its own thing.
Yeah.
So you
Mhm.
can actually avoid it without worrying about falling behind on storylines, unlike the other Marvel shows.
True. Okay. So suspense thriller. So Jose, start us off.
This is actually the first one that I put down because it was so easy, and it had to be Severance on Apple
Same.
TV.
Same. I told you
Ish.
about that one, right? Or did you watch it when I did? I don't remember.
Dude,
I
he
don't
found it on his
remember.
own, bro. He's
the
he's
fuck
capable of finding shows on his own. Obviously, if he
No.
watches 26 hours of TV in one day, he figured it out,
No.
dude. He figured it out.
Severance was the one that Chuck kept saying, no one's gonna watch Severance, Dad. Nobody likes Severance. And now here it is, freaking Emmy nominated and all this stuff. That like
Don't
everybody's
care. Hey,
been
guess
watching
what?
Severance.
What is it? Thriller? Is this Thriller? What is this? What are we on?
Suspense thriller.
Suspense thriller
to
crime.
avoid Severance. Avoid it. No one
Shut
watch
up.
it. No one watch it.
Why?
Because
Give
it's
me
stupid. That's why. And
Why?
it's boring. It's pretentious. It's boring. It's boring. I already saw Johnny Mnemonic meets John Malkovich.
But if you guys like TV shows, then this
Quality
is a
television.
watch. It's Severance.
Mhm.
Really well written, very well acted, good progression and tension throughout the series.
Mm-hmm.
Good twist. Definitely worth the watch. Excited for season 2. Now, if you don't like quality TV, then you can follow Chuck's advice.
Yeah, I agree with that. The ending, the season finale was one of the best season finales I've seen in a while for a TV show. It just had so much to it, and the fact that Ben Stiller's behind this, that just blew my mind. Like
That
Ben
was a
Stiller's
surprise.
behind this is
Ben
so well
Stiller,
written.
he did it again. Shut up, Dan.
Nobody said that. He never did it the first time.
He did it again with Severance. He didn't do anything before, dude. Stop. What, Reality Bites? What did he do?
He only started that.
Blackbird.
Yeah. Don't fit on the suspense.
Yeah, anyways, it's with that guy. He goes to jail.
I'm just gonna cut that part
he has
out.
He has to infiltrate, and he meets up with Keith from Kingdom, which you guys didn't watch, and Stingray from Cobra Kai. He's really good. He was in a Clint Eastwood movie. There's jail, there's prison, there's fighting, there's killing. It's awesome. Watch it.
Oh, I saw Kingdom. I just rage quit after 4 episodes. I give you 4 episodes, Chuck.
It is Egerton. It's Taron Egerton.
Taron Egerton. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's good. He's good in it too. You watched it, Jose, but I feel like you thought it could have been shorter, right?
I liked it. I felt at certain parts they just stretched a little too much, but the acting is great in it.
Yeah, that was a good one. I liked it. I actually finished it, which means it was good.
Okay.
Unlike Severance.
You never even started it. Jose,
yeah, I did.
Hit us with what to avoid.
For this, I would go. It's actually another Apple show, and it's Suspicion.
Okay, never saw it.
This show is just one of those shows that it drags and it kind of just sends you on loops, and then it doesn't pay off at the end. The payoff at the end was terrible.
No, that's Blackbird.
Yeah, the payoff at the end was terrible. It just made you feel like you wasted your time. It was like by the end of it, it was just like all that for this. This is what we got. So.
And you finished it?
Suspicion?
Yeah.
I needed to see what the heck was gonna happen.
He finishes everything.
Yeah.
Dude.
He finishes his meals.
Yeah.
Jose's never gotten blue balls in his life, huh?
Yeah.
No, he experienced it one time.
Never has.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Like, it started with promise in there. There was enough intrigue. It just never delivered on that promise.
Okay. One that I did was Dahmer. Not because Dahmer was bad. It's just avoided for those that don't like to feel uncomfortable. When I was watching it, it felt so creepy and like realistic, like too realistic. It started giving me like the creeps when I was watching it. I had to like pause it several times. It felt so uncomfortable sitting there watching through it. It's made so well though, but avoid it if you don't like those type of, I don't even know how to describe it, but if you don't like watching content that makes you feel really creepy, then avoid it.
I actually never watched it. I don't think I'm gonna watch it. I was thinking of watching it because I like the actor in it. And I heard good things. But then I started seeing the reaction of the family members of the victims and how it took their trauma and like put it almost exactly on screen without ever even consulting with them. And I lost interest in watching it at that point. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, it felt too realistic is what I'd say. And it really was. It was made so well that it made you feel, it gave you that. And it's one thing if it's a movie where you're sitting there for about 2 hours. It's another thing when it's 12 episodes and you have to sit through this for 12 episodes and they're an hour each. That's 12 hours, Chuck.
The only thing I saw was like the meme where he's like showing people like he has somebody like tied up and he's like, you have to watch this or something like that. Yeah, I bet you he played Severance for them.
No, it was Blackbird. I keep hating on Blackbird. I don't even know what it is. But all right, comedy. Let's hit him with comedy. So, Jose, we'll start you off.
I didn't see too many comedies this year, but I'm gonna have to go with The After Party, just because of its uniqueness. In it, it's like a murder mystery. Someone gets murdered at a party, and they're just having to figure out who did it. But what was creative about it is that each episode was telling a different person's perspective, but each episode was told in a different genre.
Mm.
So one was told like if it was a crime movie, another one was told like it was a spy thriller. So like the whole way it was directed and recorded and presented to you visually was different episode to episode depending on the personality of whose story you were hearing. And I felt that was really creative and it kept me engaged throughout. And it was funny.
Okay. I'm actually gonna name mine then because mine's similar to yours. It's Murderville. I don't know if you guys see Murderville, but that
Oh
was
yeah.
really that was really creative. So what they do is they'll cast an actor that has nothing to do with, like, they don't know what's going on, and then they'll have like lines, scenes, and everything else that's scripted, and then
Will
they're there
Arnett,
to
right?
murder. Huh?
Will Arnett.
Yep, Will Arnett's
Okay,
in
yeah,
it.
I had to see that.
Yeah, so it's just hilarious though. So they'll bring on random like comedians. So I just saw one recently that had Jason Bateman in it, and it was funny. It was like a Christmas, a special, but you bring them in like they don't know what's going on, and they have to help solve the crime, but then they have to improv lines, and they're improving the entire time. And it's really funny.
The Marshawn Lynch episode.
I was just gonna say that there was
Yeah.
I'm like, there was like a football player that was in it that was funny, right? And
Marshawn
then
Marshawn
Lynch.
Lynch.
yeah, he was pretty good. I didn't watch a lot of comedies, but I put Peacemaker. Is that a comedy?
Yeah.
You can count it.
Okay, I mean,
Yeah, it's like an action comedy.
yeah, and I was so against it, right? Because you guys were like, watch it, it's
yeah.
good, and I'm like, no, and so
Just like
either
Severance.
either
it's like
that.
Severance.
I was just gonna say the comedy or Severance. If that was a comedy, then I guess it's a good show. But Peacemaker, I thought it was good. It was funny. It was action comedy, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed John Cena, and I usually am not a fan of him, but I think he's kind of made to play Peacemaker.
He is.
So
Yeah,
absolutely.
It was
yeah.
Good pick.
Yeah, this show has really shown off his comedic timing, but then he had also that like one emotional episode where he pulled it off, and I'm like, oh, okay, good, there you go, John Cena.
So let's hit him with the avoid. So
Severance, avoid Severance. That's
not a comedy. That's not a comedy.
Is Atlanta a comedy?
Yeah.
I've never seen it, so I can't tell.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is.
I loved season 1 and 2. 3 was awful. It was so bad. Like, I haven't even watched season 4 yet. They literally took years in between seasons for the other ones, and 3 and 4 came out like a few months apart. So I haven't watched 4, but season 3 was such a disappointment. Like, I don't really want to get into why it was disappointing because I don't want to piss anybody off.
It went really different. It went very different than what they were doing. And the way Atlanta works is they have their main storyline A, and then they'd always have like a random 1 or 2 episodes, right, that were different. The thing with season 3 and 4 is that they were having most of their series or most of their season was those off story A's.
So it's
and that's
a
where
lot of filler.
A lot of filler. And I think a lot of it was because Glover was unavailable maybe to film. I'm not really sure what it is.
But I watch, I mean, the story's great, but I also watch it for them, those 4 characters. So when they're not in it, it's like, what am I watching?
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm being like educated on a bunch of stuff. I feel like I'm in class. I feel like I'm in college. Like, so.
Okay. Jose?
Well, this one was easy. I mean, we did a whole entire episode on it, but it will have to be Blockbuster on Netflix.
Same. Yep.
It's a waste of a cast and a waste of a premise. You get people in there that have been part of other successful comedies. You get a good premise, and then you completely botch everything else by making a comedy unfunny.
Yeah, exactly. So you summed it up, and we have a whole episode dedicated to that. So if you guys want to hear our thoughts, you can check that out. Same thing. Mine was Blockbuster. Sci-fi. Who wants to start us off?
The Servant.
I don't know what it's about, so sure.
It's not really sci-fi. It's like horror drama, but it's really good though. I didn't watch any sci-fi. I don't see anything in here.
If you don't have anything, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll jump on next.
Yeah.
Mine was going to be Andor. For sci-fi. Dan described most of it. I like how grounded it is compared to the rest of the universe. Um, Diego kills it. It's I agree with Dan. Best Star Wars show that there is out there. Not much more to say on it than Dan didn't already cover.
And Tony Gilroy crushed it.
Yeah. Who directed it though?
Exactly. All right. The one that I did was Sandman. I don't know if you guys saw that, the one on Netflix.
Yeah, yeah.
Loved it, man.
That took a
Yeah,
bit to grow on me. It started off
it
a little
did.
iffy.
It did. But then as I kept seeing it more and more, I saw how creative it got, and I ended up really, really digging it. I hope they get a season 2. I don't know if they
They
officially
they did, yeah.
They did? Yes. And I know it's super expensive for them to do, so I don't basically season 2 has to crush it, otherwise that might just be the end of it. But it was really good, man. I think I only read like 1 or 2 of the comics, so I don't know. I'm not too familiar with the Sandman lore, but it was really good. Really liked it, very creative.
Yeah,
Good
it was
stuff.
pretty good. I only saw a few episodes, but not because I didn't like it. I just kind of forgot about it. But the books were pretty good, and they kind of stuck with it a little bit, and it was pretty good. Because it's hard. Because what's his name? Joseph Gordon-Levitt, whatever. Like he was trying to adapt that into a film for like 5 or 6 years back in the day, and they
Okay.
just couldn't get a handle on it. And then I guess Netflix finally did, and it's pretty good. It's actually pretty good.
Is he
with the
behind it or
books.
no? Is he like a
No,
producer?
he's not.
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
But the director who is behind it, and even I think what's his name, Neil Gaiman.
Oh, Neil
Uh,
Grammon,
Oh,
something.
Neil Gaiman.
yeah,
Gaiman. There you go.
they came out when the show was out, basically saying like, oh, we need views because of the high cost
Yeah.
of the show.
Right.
Yeah.
It was gonna have to get high viewership for Netflix to even consider a season 2. So even they were pushing like, we're hearing people are enjoying it, but just keep watching.
So how about Ones to Avoid?
I'm
Was
gonna
that?
go with a Netflix one that I believe just got canceled last week, and I'm not surprised. It was called 1899.
I heard of
Mm.
it, never saw it though. Was
Yeah, don't. It's not worth it. It's one of those where the premise seems interesting at first. You know, abandoned ship. There's a supernatural aspect to it, like what's going on, uh, and then it just keeps going without questions answered over and over and over again. And then once it tires you out completely, it just provides you some BS rushed answer where it's just like,
Oof.
oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's not entertaining at all, but I did finish it.
Of course you did. I'm shocked when you say you don't finish it.
I think it came out last year, but definitely even if it didn't, one to avoid is Westworld.
Hmm.
Dude, like the
It came
first
out like
season.
7 years ago.
Don't watch Westworld though,
Good.
because it got canceled,
Yeah.
and it's the first season is good, and you're like, yeah, and
No.
then you're done. It's bad.
I chose one that was called Paper Girls. I started to watch it.
I did see that.
It just got boring for me. It felt, of course he did. I didn't finish it. I rage quit.
Do you watch this stuff, dude?
I rage quit after a couple episodes. It was just the writing and the acting was just so bland to me. There was nothing for me to hang on to. I know it's based off of a comic book, right? That's pretty popular. So I know a lot of people are looking forward to it. I just didn't connect with the show. I'm just not the target audience for it. It feels like it's made for like 10-year-olds, girls, 10, 12-year-old girls. So I just wasn't
And I
there.
think that's what it is, the target audience. Because I remember it did build a following, and there was a lot of people coming out disappointed when it got canceled. But I think it comes down to what it was targeted for. Like if She-Hulk was to be canceled now, we wouldn't like bat an eye, but there will
Yeah.
be a good amount of people for that demographic.
Yeah.
The target audience, they will be disappointed.
All right. Let's hit them with fantasy. So who wants to go first? Okay. Hit us, Chuck.
Game of Thrones.
House of the Dragon.
House of
Yep.
the Dragon.
Yeah.
That's
Is
mine
this
Game of
too.
across the
Thrones.
board?
Game of
Across the
Thrones.
board?
House of Targaryen Khaleesi. Yeah, and you know what? I didn't want to watch it. Like I saw some of the
We
trailers
remember.
and whatnot, and I was like, nah,
Yeah.
I'm good. Especially
said that in
because
the
of
review.
the way the last season had kind of ended. I was kind of like, what are they gonna do here? You know?
Mhm.
And gave it a shot. The first episode was good. The next couple, I was kind of like, I almost rage quit. I almost did, and then I gave it one more, and I'm like, Damon, right? Damon.
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 Dude, the stud, dude. Love that
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
He's the
So
one that kept me in it at the
yeah,
beginning
he kept me in it.
when I was
Yeah.
getting used to the transition in years and the pace and just
Yeah.
not knowing any of these characters at all. So just trying to find something to anchor myself to. And
Mm-hmm.
Damien's the one who kept me going until I
Yeah.
kind of fell into the world.
Right.
Agreed.
Although the best performance for sure that I think all year was Patty Considine, the King, Viserys. Oh,
Oh,
dude,
He
when
did
he
good.
I didn't
comes
like him
out,
at first.
I didn't either.
yeah, no, and when he comes out of bed to like go stand up for his daughter, and then Damon like helps him pick up his crown and stuff, like, dude, I'm getting chills. Like
Mm-hmm.
that was the best scene to me all year in TV.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that
that
was so
table,
good.
that dinner scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I didn't like him at first, and
I didn't either.
then he slowly grew on me, and it's like he got stronger as the season came on.
Yeah,
Then by
yeah,
the end, I loved his character.
Yeah.
yeah.
He drove the show.
I did. I'm still fan of young Rhaenyra. I still like that actress more than the older one. Let's hit them with the ones to avoid. Do we all have the same answer or no?
Yeah,
Lord
it's
of the
Lord of the
Rings.
Rings.
Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings.
Yeah, sorry, George.
Suck
Hey.
it, George.
I will say, I did not finish this one.
Oh,
Oh.
I
dude,
did
George
one
told us
episode and never went back again. I
Ooh,
was like,
I didn't either.
no.
I saw one
Dude.
episode and I was done.
No, Amazon butchered that. Such a high budget, and through all that, they forgot entertainment.
Mm-hmm. It visually looks amazing. Storyline was bad. Bad story. All right, let's hit them with drama. So, Chuck, start us off. What people need to watch?
Drama. I liked The Mayor of Kingstown with Jeremy Renner. Did you guys catch that one
Mm-mm.
on
No,
Paramount?
it's on my queue, but I haven't started it yet.
It's pretty good. It gets a little slow here and there, but Jeremy Renner's pretty freaking awesome in it. He's basically Hawkeye without like a bow and arrow. And no, you know what he's like? He's like the dude from the town that he's in.
Mm.
Gem.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's badass, dude. He's so badass in it. It's good.
For this one, I'm gonna have to go with Lincoln Lawyer on Netflix. I
Sounds
thought it was,
boring. Was it good?
huh?
I'd say it
It,
sounds
it,
boring.
Yeah.
Was
it was a
good?
good drama.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. So it's a drama, so the pacing a little slower, but good performance. There was enough little twist and intrigue in the story that it keeps you engaged. So I will have to go with that one. I didn't see a ton of dramas this year,
Mhm.
so there was picking slim pickings, but I want to go
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Lincoln Lawyer.
You know, I tried to watch it, but it's the Lincoln Lawyer was Matthew McConaughey, right? The movie.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
movie, yes, same
So when
character, but yeah.
yeah, so when I watched it, I was just like, "You're not Matthew McConaughey, dude." Like, I, I couldn't term like, separate them. Where I was just like, "Nah, he would have did that better. He would have did that line better." That's like, I couldn't,
He would have.
See, I never
Yeah.
watched the movie. That's probably why I didn't run into that.
dude. It's so good. Watch it. You don't like it,
Jose's
Matt?
seen everything else. Jose's seen
Yeah.
everything else. I thought he would have seen it already. I did one. I didn't watch a lot of drama either, and drama is probably the least, like for television shows, that's probably the one I watch the least that I get into,
Same.
just because it's so drawn out. I like watching drama movies, but like TV shows is just too much to go back to, and you just the mood that it puts you in. No, so I did one called I don't know if it's really a drama, kind of Winning Time: The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty. John C. Riley in it. They cover the whole Lakers thing with it. It was cool. I liked it.
Oh, that
Funny.
wasn't a comedy? I haven't seen it, but
It
I
was,
thought it
but
a
they have
comedy.
dramatic stuff to it as well.
Yeah.
So
Did it look old the whole time?
kind of like that's the way they kind of film it a little bit. It
Right.
wasn't distracting though when you actually sit there and watch it. But John C. Riley's great in it, man. I love
Yeah.
John C. Riley.
Yeah,
And they
that's
did
what
a good
stopped
job
me.
with it.
I heard it was
Was it?
good, but the aesthetic of it really bugged me, and I
I
just
can see that.
I felt like I was watching like a VHS movie.
They
you
do
know?
kind of do that, and even the way they film it, it's very stylized, which I like. But they do kind of do like those quick punch-ins and like cutouts, so it kind of does give you a little bit of that feel. But I get it. Ones to avoid. So here's one. Here's a show that was that I chose called The Old Man, and the show was good, and they casted really good actors in it. but it started off really good and it just fell for me. I just didn't even finish it. I think I have like 2 episodes left. I'm debating about going back and watching it, but just kind of fell.
Funny story. So I watched The Old Man. I was watching The Old Man,
Mhm.
and then I got
course
caught
you
up in
were.
other shows and all that stuff, and like months passed, and I was like, oh damn, I gotta go back and finish The Old Man. So then I went back to The Old Man, and it turns out I have finished it. It was just such an
You know,
unexciting ending that I completely forgot how it ended and thought I hadn't finished it.
so would you say it's a good show? Would you recommend it to people?
No.
Exactly. Like
Did
it
you
was just more
also
disappointing.
same thing? I have one that's very similar to what you said. Is Under the Banner of Heaven. It's
Okay.
with Andrew Garfield, and like he's investigating like this kind of murder to like the Mormons and stuff. Like
Mhm.
the first episode was really good, and then it was like, and it dragged, and it was slow, and it got a little too much into like the religion, where again I felt like I was taking a class, and then I just rage quit, like maybe like 4 episodes in. And I like Andrew Garfield, and someone else was in it too. That's pretty good. Sam Worthington's in it,
Mm,
and
Oh,
Captain America, Wyatt Russell, he's in it too.
mm.
okay.
But it still wasn't enough to kind of keep me engaged. It was so boring and slow, and yeah, I feel like I was taking like a lecture in college on Mormon religion, and I was done.
For me, I'm gonna have to go with Outer Range on this one.
I brought
Uh,
up Outer Range earlier, and you asked me what I was talking about.
no, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Nope, didn't
Maybe it was
happen.
Dan. Maybe it was Dan.
No,
He
Outer
did it
Range.
again. Shut up, dude.
With Outer Range, it was just again, it was no payoff. That was it. That's what it comes down to. The show had no payoff. All this
It had
build
no
up for
range.
nothing. Yeah,
There's nothing out. There's nothing outer to it. That
yeah.
kind
It's
of.
a waste of Brawlin.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I gave it a couple episodes and then I was done.
I
Okay.
finished it.
Of course you
Of
did.
course you did. Of course you did. You finish every meal. You finish everything. Okay, comic books. This is where I put Peacemaker. Jose, did you have the same or
Same
no?
here.
Yep,
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker. So I know you already explained it, Chuck. So Jose, is there anything you want to piggyback off of him?
No, I think Chuck covered it very well. It's one of the series that had me entertained from beginning to end, and it surprised me. And I think that added to the enjoyment of it. I didn't expect it to be as
Yeah.
good as it was.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree. It was made very well. James Gunn did it again. James Gunn crushed it. He did good with it, man. Like
There's
it
a
was
T-shirt
funny.
right there. He did it
Did it
again.
again.
What? What did he do again?
What did he do? Even the intro to Peacemaker, that's one of the best intros ever. Like
I
if
hate it
I
so
know you
much.
do.
I love it. It's like how I feel about you a little bit. I fucking hate that guy. I love him.
I prefer you hate me more though. But yes. But like that opening, that's why I'm like, if people don't like the opening, then you're really not gonna like the show or at least understand the humor. Do you get it? Did you get it, Chuck? Do you get
You
it?
got it right. Did you get
You
it? It's
got it
kind of
right?
like
You
a
get
thing
it?
with the thing and the guy and the
It's a
place and the thing.
thing.
I'll never forget it. It's like, yeah, I got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I forgot.
Yeah. But you know what? It's funny. I hated the opening when I saw it,
Yeah.
right? I turned it on and I was like, this is so
You're like,
stupid.
Dan is so
This is
stupid. Dan is
This
so
is so
stupid.
stupid. And then once I would skip the intro and then I started to watch the show and I liked it. And then I would watch the intro and I'm like, God, I hate it, but I love it. I hate it. It looks so stupid, but I
That's
love it.
the point.
Oh, yeah.
That's why.
Chuck definitely learned the dance.
He did. Oh, he did.
Alright.
That's it.
That's it.
All right. So which one to avoid? Who wants to start off? Jose?
For me, I was in the audience. I'm gonna have to
Severance.
go with She-Hulk.
Mine was She-Hulk too.
Yeah, She-Hulk. Although, you know what? I didn't watch Miss Marvel, but I heard it was good. I don't know. But
I saw it. That one I did finish. It was okay. For me, it was the same thing. It was like I'm not the target audience for it. I finished it. It wasn't bad. It was decent, but it's just we're not the We're just not the
Yeah.
target audience. So if you were to watch it, you probably wouldn't like it either. She-Hulk, again, we're not the target audience, but it was so much of what its style was that either you liked it or you didn't like it at all. And that's why with She-Hulk, I was out. It was like, I
Yeah.
always say it was that twerking, that twerking end scene with her, Megan Thee Stallion, that told me everything of, oh man, you're really just doing these episodes and having these moments just to go viral for marketing things, that like it's not even really about the storyline. So I'm not going to crap on it because it trended and did what it was supposed to do. I just don't want to keep watching a show that's like that. Like, I want story.
Which
Yeah.
here's my biggest
Go ahead.
problem with She-Hulk is that if you look at the series as a whole, nothing happened. Nothing of significance happened.
No, yeah.
There was really no story. And the one thing that they built up slowly, they scrapped it at the very end. So it was like you just watched that entire series for nothing.
Yeah, saw the first episode because I was stupid enough to think maybe Daredevil might be in the first episode. And then I was just, nope, I'm done. And so I would just fast forward through it every night it came out, and I'd be like, nope, no Daredevil, not watching it. Next week, nope, not in
You could
there.
have just Googled it. You could have just
No,
said
because
it.
I would do it at midnight. I would do it, or like 12:30, 12:40, because I was up. I was like, nope. And then
And
finally,
were you
like
disappointed? Were you disappointed when he was in it?
no, I liked it. I liked it. I
Okay.
was a little disappointed because he was a little funny, but then I was like, he was kind of funny in the old one too, not that funny. And but there was stuff I liked about it. I enjoyed it, but and then I didn't even watch. That was the 9th episode, I think, and then I didn't even bother watching the finale. I was like, I don't care. Like,
Okay. All right. So let's go with biggest disappointment. So Chuck, what was the biggest disappointment show?
Severance.
Now, I knew you were gonna say that. You weren't even stoked for
No,
it. So
no. It was Severance because I heard it was good. You said it was good.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. And I was really disappointed. I gave it a shot. I watched like 3 episodes, and I was like,
It's that fourth and fifth episode that really got me. I was like, man, this is good. And once it takes off in the halfway point on, it became amazing. But it does take a little while to build it up.
I was done. And then I didn't. I was so angry that there was no way. And I know I'm messing around, but I really tried to watch it.
I'm telling
I tried, and I did not like it.
Give it the rest of the first season. I promise you.
I'm not
I
going
promise
to.
you.
No.
Do it. Do it.
I already read it, dude. I already went on Wikipedia, dude. And I'm like, no. And I changed the ending, and I made it better.
Jose, hit us.
It had to be Moon Knight. With him at the helm as your main character, such a great performance that Oscar was putting out throughout the entire time, especially I think it was episode 6. Like his acting was amazing. But the buildup of this character is supposed to be this really cool character, this promise of it, like of the fight scenes and how it was going to be more adult, and then they just chopped all of that out. Like even from the first episode,
they cut it out. Yeah,
they recorded this like badass fight in there, and then they cut it all out, and then so much of the action throughout it, it was just them telling us, "Hey, action happened." We didn't have the camera on it, but action happened and people got killed. And it was like that just wore on me, and it just got really old. And I'm like, show me something. Like, show me something.
Yeah.
So I think that was my biggest disappointment because I was so excited for this show.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. For me, it was Interview with the Vampire. Again, I love vampires. I love the lore of it. Anne Rice wrote some good books. The movie was good. I thought it was going to be one of those. I didn't expect it to be like a super popular show. I thought it was going to be one of those little gems that I was going to like. Maybe not everybody loved it, but I thought I was going to love it. Dude, I saw the pilot and like I didn't even watch anymore. So that already is a big disappointment to me. Like it didn't even intrigue me to even watch the second episode. So I was out. That was a big one. Big surprise. So Jose, we'll start off with you. Biggest surprise.
It would have to be Wednesday.
That was mine too.
Yeah, it have to be Wednesday. I mean, I enjoyed the old like Addams Family like movie and all of that stuff. Was never like the biggest fan. And then I saw it and I'm like, it looks okay. I'll give it a try. There's nothing else coming out. And I ended up really enjoying it. what's her name again?
Jenna Ortega.
Jenna Ortega absolutely killed the performance.
Hmm.
Tim Burton did a great job with it, and again, that was my biggest surprise of the year. I did not expect that to be as good as it was.
Yeah, I felt the same way. She carried the show on her own. She did such a good job with it. The roles that I saw her do before, she did a good job. I just didn't. I was just really surprised that she was able to carry the show on her own like this. And even the stuff that she added herself, we know the whole TikTok dance and all that stuff that she created. She created that herself. So that's just huge surprise with how talented this young actress is, and the fact that they're repping the whole Latino thing so much for this show. I loved it, man. It surprised me. It was also a little surprising that I didn't love Luis Guzman as Gomez. I really thought I was gonna love him in it, and like it just felt very like tired. It felt like a very tired performance. So hopefully he rebounds in season 2. But it was really good. Like you said, Tim Burton did it again.
He did it again, Chuck.
Did it again, Chuck. Did you know that? Did you know that? All right, Chuck. What was your biggest surprise?
Wednesday.
Same?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other reasons you want to add?
Yeah, because I didn't watch it.
So you're surprised you didn't watch it? Good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then you hit us with the guilty pleasure.
I don't have one.
Okay. What's that?
Mine actually was mentioned before, but it'll have to be Murderville.
Murderville.
I kept I kept hearing a bunch of people saying how dumb it was, and it was not fun, not entertaining, all that stuff. But I gave it a try one of the days. I'm like, it's a short episode, might as well. And I ended up like the Marshawn Lynch episode was one of the strong ones, and I ended up really entertained by it. So that was my guilty pleasure of the year.
Okay. I didn't even know people were downing Murderville, so I didn't even put that down as my guilty pleasure. I put down Willow, dude. I saw the first episode. I saw the first 2 episodes. I haven't finished watching the rest, but it was surprisingly a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be exactly like the movie, with Warwick Davis, but the show was actually pretty damn good. They had some good effects on it. The storyline was actually pretty good. The characters, the people that they casted, like I'm excited to finish watching the rest of the season. So hopefully it keeps up and it's good. Willow. All right. Best season for a returning show.
This is your chance, Chuck.
Here you go, Chuck. Let's start with you.
It's also my guilty pleasure, but Cobra Kai. I love Cobra Kai. I know it's corny and cheesy, but I love it. I love all the characters. The stories are freaking ridiculous, but it's like my novella or something. I don't know, So, but that to me is the best season from a returning show. So,
okay,
that's a good one. That was a good season.
What was that?
I'm gonna have to go with season 4 of Stranger Things. I feel this is a show that kind of was losing steam since season 1. Not that the other seasons weren't good, but each season was a little less than the previous season.
Mm-hmm.
So I was expecting season 4 to continue that trend, and it actually, for me, ended up being on par, and in certain aspects surpassing the first season. And there's so many good moments in it that it's really big surprise. So probably the strongest season for a returning show for me.
I almost put that one down. I ended up putting down White Lotus season 2. I don't think any of you guys watched that. Do you?
I did.
You do? Yeah, the season 2, I loved it way more than season 1.
Of course you did. Why would you not watch it? It's on TV. Of course you watched it.
I didn't see season 1 though.
It's streaming.
It exists.
Of course you watched it.
Yeah. Season 2 was awesome, though, man.
You watched it.
Yeah. Season 2 was awesome. They played more into the whole thing with it. Mike White, which is the guy that did School of Rock. Surprising that this is coming out of him again, like the way Ben Stiller did with Severance, but like White Lotus.
Did you say he did it again?
He did it again.
He did say it. Mike White's good. He did Chuck and Buck, right? And he did The Good Girl with Jake Gyllenhaal and Jennifer Aniston.
Did he do that one? The Good Girl?
Yeah. There you go. That's a good one. That's a good movie.
So he did it again. Is what you're saying?
He did it again. Oh my! I was
so
so
mad,
dude. I was so angry. I'm still angry about it. I woke up. He did it again, and I'm like, you didn't do anything, dude.
Why is Chuck? Why is he so haterade when he wakes up? He wakes up so angry.
I did wake up angry today,
I
dude.
know.
That was the first thing I saw, and I was like,
And then you even preface this by telling us, "Hey, I'm in a mood right now." Me and Jose are like, "Oh, here we go. Already in the mood. Let's see how this goes."
I ate. I woke up and I ate. I feel a little better.
There you go. So thank you everybody for watching another episode of Not a Strong Start. Please like, subscribe, comment, share on our YouTube channel, Not a Strong Start. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Not a Strong Start. You can listen to us to anywhere you listen to your podcasts. I am your host, Dan Dorr. You can follow me at king_sangre.
I'm Jose, season 2. You can find me at This Is Mi Nombre. Make sure you tune in for the next episode because we're gonna do it again.
Yeah, we are.
You know what? I was like, do what again? What did we do?
It. We're gonna do it again.
Yeah.
I'm Shantaram, which we did a whole episode on TV shows. Changed my name to my favorite TV show this year, and I didn't even mention it. And you can find me at Chad Rodwell 12.
Yeah.
How did
Maybe
you not?
if you weren't so
I
busy
forgot,
mentioning
dude.
if you weren't so busy mentioning Severance every other category, you might have mentioned your show.
Watch Shantaram, everybody. It's really good.
Yeah. Says the guy that hates Severance.